for over a decade has offered viewers an intimate look into the lives of the Roloff family, whose unique experiences navigating life with dwarfism have captivated audiences. At the heart of the show's appeal is the Roloff family farm in Hillsboro, Oregon, a picturesque property that has served as both a home and a backdrop for countless milestones, challenges, and triumphs. However, recent developments have thrust the family into the spotlight once again, this time for reasons far removed from the wholesome storytelling that defined the series. The decision to sell the iconic Roloff family farm has sparked a dramatic rift among the family members, revealing tensions that had long been simmering beneath the surface. The sale of the farm, a place that symbolized stability and unity for the Roloff family, has become a flashpoint for conflict, exposing deeper issues related to inheritance, financial decisions, and emotional attachments. What began as a seemingly straightforward business move quickly escalated into a public spectacle, drawing attention not only from fans but also from media outlets eager to dissect the unfolding drama. As details emerged about differing opinions on the sale, the situation took on a life of its own, leaving many wondering how such a close-knit family could find itself at odds over something so deeply personal. This article aims to explore the timeline of events leading up to the farm sale drama, shedding light on the motivations, disagreements, and emotions that have shaped the Roloff family's current predicament. By examining the key moments that contributed to the rift, we hope to provide a comprehensive understanding of the complexities at play and the broader implications for the family moving forward. The initial announcement of the Roloff family farm sale came as a surprise to many, given the property's deep significance to the family and its role as the central setting of Little People, Big World. According to statements from Matt and Amy Roloff, the parents at the center of the reality series, the decision was primarily driven by financial considerations and the increasing burden of maintaining the sprawling estate. In interviews and social media posts, they emphasized that selling the land would provide greater flexibility and security for their future, particularly as they aged. However, not all family members shared this perspective. Zach Roloff, one of the couple's adult sons, voiced strong opposition to the sale, citing his emotional attachment to the farm and concerns over how the proceeds would be distributed among siblings. His stance was echoed by some extended family members who felt blindsided by the decision, suggesting that discussions about the sale were not fully transparent or inclusive. Meanwhile, Molly and Jeremy Roloff, another son and more supportive of the sale, acknowledging the practical benefits while expressing sadness over the loss of a cherished family legacy. As tensions mounted, conflicting narratives emerged, further complicating the situation. Some reports indicated that Zach had hoped to purchase the property himself, potentially preserving it as a family asset rather than seeing it sold to outside buyers. Others suggested that underlying disagreements about inheritance and financial responsibilities played a significant role in shaping each family member's position. Despite efforts to mediate the dispute behind closed doors, the growing divide between Matt and Amy and their children hinted at deeper fractures within the Roloff household, fractures that would soon become even more pronounced. As the disagreement over the farm sale intensified, what had initially seemed like a private family matter quickly spiraled into a highly publicized feud. Tensions reached a boiling point when Zach Roloff publicly addressed the issue on social media, voicing his frustration over the lack of transparency in the decision-making process. In a now viral Instagram post, he expressed disappointment that his parents had moved forward with the sale without consulting him and other family members in detail. He also hinted at unresolved financial disputes, suggesting that the distribution of profits from past ventures, including the reality TV show, had been unevenly handled. This post marked the first major crack in the family's previously unified front, prompting immediate reactions from fans and media outlets alike. In response, Matt and Amy Roloff attempted to clarify their position, emphasizing that the sale was a necessary step for their retirement planning. They acknowledged the emotional weight of parting with the family home, but reiterated that the decision was made after years of careful consideration. Amy, in particular, took to social media to address the controversy, insisting that she and Matt had always prioritized their children's well-being and financial security. However, her comments did little to quell the growing speculation about deeper divisions within the family. Behind the scenes, efforts to mediate the conflict reportedly faltered as communication between the parties broke down. Siblings who had previously remained neutral began taking sides, with some aligning more closely with Zach's concerns while others defended their parents' decision. Rumors circulated that legal action might be imminent, with sources claiming that Zach was considering contesting aspects of the sale due to perceived discrepancies in how assets were being allocated. These reports fueled further speculation that the Roloff family's once unshakable bond was beginning to unravel under the weight of financial disagreements and long-standing resentments. As news of the Roloff family rift spread, media outlets seized the opportunity to dissect every angle of the escalating drama. Entertainment websites and celebrity gossip platforms published detailed breakdowns of the family's financial disputes, scrutinizing past earnings from and speculating on potential motives behind the sale. Tabloids ran headlines questioning whether long-standing tensions had finally boiled over, while true crime podcasts briefly revisited the infamous 2017 kidnapping of Jacob Roloff, reigniting debates about the family's history in the public eye. Meanwhile, late-night talk show hosts and entertainment commentators added fuel to the fire, offering comedic takes and dramatic reenactments that further amplified the story's reach. Simultaneously, fan reactions ranged from to outright outrage, with many longtime viewers expressing disappointment over the apparent disintegration of a family they had followed for over a decade. Social media became a battleground for heated discussions, with supporters of Zach Roloff criticizing Matt and Amy for what they perceived as unilateral decision-making, while others defended the parents' right to make choices about their own property. Hashtags like Team Roloff and Keep the Farm trended as online communities formed around competing perspectives, turning what was once a tightly knit fandom into a divided landscape of opinion. Some fans even launched petitions urging the Roloffs to reconsider the sale, though these efforts ultimately had little impact on the family's course of action. Amid the chaos, rumors continued to swirl, feeding into the growing sense of uncertainty. Reports surfaced suggesting that the rift had led to severed relationships, with some siblings cutting off contact with either their parents or Zach. While none of the family members officially confirmed these claims, the sheer volume of speculation underscored the extent to which the Roloff name had become synonymous with both inspiration and infighting. As the dust settled on the Roloff family drama, the consequences of the farm sale and ensuing rift became increasingly evident. The once unified front that had defined the Roloffs throughout their years on Little People, Big World had undeniably fractured, with lingering tensions threatening to reshape their relationships indefinitely. Zach Roloff, who had been one of the most vocal critics of the sale, maintained his distance from his parents in the months following the announcement, signaling a shift in the family dynamic that many fans found difficult to reconcile with the image of unwavering familial support that had been carefully cultivated on screen. Meanwhile, Matt and Amy Roloff attempted to project a sense of normalcy, continuing with public appearances and social media engagement, though their interactions with certain family members grew noticeably strained. Beyond the immediate family, the fallout rippled through the Roloff extended relatives and friends, with some choosing to remain neutral while others aligned themselves with opposing sides. The division was particularly evident among the siblings, as Molly and Jeremy Roloff's continued support of their parents contrasted sharply with Zach's grievances. Even Jacob Roloff, who had largely stepped away from the spotlight following his kidnapping ordeal in 2017, found himself drawn into the conversation, with some fans speculating about where he stood amid the turmoil. Though no official statements were released regarding the family's reconciliation efforts, the growing silence between key figures suggested that healing would not come easily. Perhaps most significantly, the Roloff family's public image suffered irreparable damage. For years, they have been celebrated as a beacon of resilience and unity, proving that love and determination could overcome any obstacle. Now, however, their story was being reframed as a cautionary tale about the pressures of fame, financial disputes, and the complexities of inheritance. The very elements that had once endeared them to audiences' openness, honesty, and perseverance were now overshadowed by accusations of secrecy, mismanagement, and discord. Whether the Roloffs would eventually reconcile or continue down separate paths remained uncertain. But one thing was clear: the legacy of Little People, Big World had been forever altered by the events surrounding the farm sale. With the Roloff family farm officially on the market and tensions still simmering, the question remains, where does the family go from here? While Matt and Amy Roloff have taken steps towards securing their next chapter, including downsizing their living arrangements and exploring new business ventures, the emotional toll of the dispute lingers. Their once unbreakable bond with their children has been tested, and whether reconciliation is possible remains uncertain. Zach Roloff, meanwhile, has kept a relatively low profile since the initial fallout, focusing on his work and personal endeavors while avoiding further public commentary on the situation. Other family members have similarly chosen to keep their thoughts private, leaving fans to speculate about the possibility of mending fences. Despite the uncertainty, one thing is clear: this chapter in the Roloff family saga will have lasting effects. Whether they can rebuild trust or must learn to navigate life on separate paths, the lessons learned from this experience may shape their future in ways yet unseen.